Well, the friendship with Robert Greenlief was profound, and I visited him several times at the place that he and his wife had gone to for their later retirement, and Esther needed some primary care, and so it was a Quaker retirement village. I got to see their marriage, and it was so profound because we had breakfast, and here they sat across from each other, and the love was so vibrant, the respect and the deep affection. It was, I was moved because they were both in their late 70s. They had both read meaningful pieces the night before they were coming for breakfast. They brought something to the conversation, which was kind of amazing. And the way they built on each other's ideas was fascinating too. Bob invited me to come and see an exhibition of Esther's paintings, and she was a profound painter, a brilliant painter. Did non-objective art long before that was accepted, but here she was in her elder years still painting actively with some just wonderful artwork. As I think back, I only wish I could do it again, because he had all these ways of taking my thoughts deeper. For example, he used a lot of silence. And at that time in my life, I thought silence was something you needed to fill with words. It didn't occur to me about sitting just thoughtfully with one another. And Madeline, one of his daughters, talks about coming to visit him in his later years and just spending a lot of time just sitting in silence. And I remember Bob would often invite me to go out in the garden, and we'd walk out and sit and just be silent until I broke the silence. But I remember one time he talked about some of the ways that conversation can have deeper meaning, and he was describing dialogue, is don't speak unless you can improve upon the silence. How about that? That's pretty powerful. And the balancing piece is you have a responsibility to speak when spirit moves you. So as you sit quietly, if there's something that comes to you that thinks, and you think, this really needs to be said, then it's your responsibility not to hide in silence. But you don't just chit-chat. You know, that's a different way of using words. And I needed that because he was my opposite. He was an introvert. He was quiet, very thoughtful, in a different part of his life, because I was 20 years younger than I am now. He was so non-judgmental. I would ask him questions, and he was very good at turning them back around and getting me involved in finding the answers inside of myself. He shared eagerly and openly from his life and experience and memories, and I always felt great when I left.